you?
Better, a lot better.
You seem clear-headed. Things are going well now. You know, you've got a clear mind of what's going on. The problem is how long that's going to last. You know,
America shakes. A flooded alley and a drive where the boundary between base and prison blurs. In court, the judge issues a grave warning to Eli, the 4,000-pound rocket, and deep space legal. The last base a special program. Escape or sink. Eli's fate is in his hands. But is there a trap after please hide? Because failure means prison.
God forbid you dig yourself into such a deep hole that you'll never crawl out of. And then if you end up with a criminal case where there's a dead body, that's exactly what you've done. We will do everything in our power to prevent that from happening, no matter what you're doing. All that needs to happen going forward is you do not get into a car. Whatever you're doing in this life, wherever you need to go, don't get into a car. Do you understand? The worst possible thing you can do ever, if you're using anything, is to get to a car. You have a 4,000, 5,000-pound missile that can do catastrophic damage to anyone you run into. And if you are in a state that you shouldn't be, don't. Do you understand?
Yes.
What's going to happen now? What are we doing?
I'm going to continue with the drug program, with the drug court, and better my life and stop doing what I've been doing. And move forward from this.
Do you know what happens if you don't?
Yes.
What happens if you don't?
I'll go to prison.
You will go into a rehab facility. That's what's going to happen. I am now, and I've told Shreya that I don't agree with what's going on now. I do, but I don't, because what I really think is what the report said, and that's Safe P, which is an inpatient treatment facility. That's what I really think. But because she's so tenacious, I have agreed to try to let you do this on your own.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
If you are unable to do this on your own, we're going to do it the other way. And the other way is what the report says, and it is the treatment facility in the jail. It's going to happen one way or the other. Do you understand?
Yes.
So when you're out there, if you ever have a craving, if you ever have someone coming up to you, giving you peer pressure to go do this, don't. Find a sponsor, find someone else to talk to, call me, come here to court, call Shreya, but don't use. And don't hang out with the people that you were using with before. Do you understand?
Yes.
Can we give him a curfew so that he's not out in the middle of the night as part of the sober court?
But they have their own special conditions, so I'm not sure. Let me see if they'll interfere.
Look, I don't want to interfere with their specifics. I mean,
Judge, we can just defer it to sober court since they are going to have the intensive weekly reviews.
I'm scared for you, Mr. Eli. I really hope that you can make this work, and I want you to do it. But, you know,
I am.
when you're using that kind of dope, don't go back to the old, don't hang out with who you were hanging out with. Don't go back to the places you were hanging out with, because all you need to do is be in that environment, and it's going to catch you up like this. If you start using, if you don't comply with these conditions, I will issue a warrant immediately. Do you understand? Mr. Eli, you're charged with, so we're going on the second, right? Everything else is being dismissed? Is that right?
Yes, Judge. The FSGI and false report is a dismissal.
What about, was there any restitution on the FSGI?
Your Honor, we weren't able to get in contact with the complaining witness.
It wasn't a major at all.
Okay.
Fender, like literally a bumper.
You're charged with 3 cases. You're charged with false report. You're charged with driving while intoxicated, second offense, and you're also charged with failure to stop and give information. You've worked out an agreement. They're going to dismiss 2, and you're going to plead on the DWI second. As part of the plea agreement, you're going to sober court, which I really hope you take to heart, because I've already done the spiel for you. You're giving up a lot of rights by entering this agreement. You give up the right to a trial. right, to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you enter into this agreement, you are stuck with this until you complete it successfully, or unless we have to issue a warrant and file a motion to revoke. If you violate the terms, we will issue a warrant, put you in custody, and then we're going to have a hearing. And if they prove it to me, you're looking at an entire year in jail. Do you understand?
Yes.
How do you plead to driving while intoxicated, second offense? Guilty or not guilty? The other thing is this, is that you now are charged and will have 2 DWIs on your record. What happens the next time? Now, if you ever are in a car and you get charged, you will be facing a 3rd-degree felony. You'll be facing a minimum of 2 years in prison, a maximum of 10 years in prison. Do you understand?
Yes.
I'm going to do everything in my power to prevent that from happening. Do not get into a car. I am suspending your license for 2 years. Do not get into the driver's seat of any car. Do you understand?
Yes.
So we're doing, it's an 18-month probation, right? And then is it
DWI education
repeat offender, right?
and the DWI repeat offender.
So are we doing 2 DWI education classes?
1 DWI education and then 1 DWI repeat offender.
Okay. Victim impact panel?
It's not on there, but I can add it.
Well, no, I don't want to do anything that they don't want.
They have 60 hours of community service.
Yeah. So one of the things that you'll have to do is 60 hours of community service. I know that as part of a reward system that they have with you, the better you do, the more conditions they'll take off. So they may waive your community service time if you do well in the program. What else?
Your Honor, we looked into it and the code does say that you shall require 5 days, not less than 5 days due to the 5 within 5.
3,
Oh, I said apologies. What? Not less than 5 according to the code.
3 days.
According to the code?
72 hours is a condition of probation. Can we go over that?
Or did you buy a second?
Yes, because it's outside the 5 years.
It's within 5 years.
It's the,
Mr. Lindsay, was it 5 as a condition or was it 3?
I believe that the statute's worded a little strangely.
Don't say.
Just give me one moment, Judge. I just said it.
Why is it like this? I mean, I don't understand. Why just,
reads according to Article 42A, a judge granting community supervision shall require the condition of community supervision that the defendant submit to not less than 5 days of confinement of county jail, and if the defendant was punished under section 49.09A, which is the DWI second, and was subject to 49.09H, which is the 5 within 5. And that subsection H reads, the subsection applies to a person convicted of a second or a subsequent offense relating to the operating of a motor vehicle while intoxicated, committed within 5 years of the date on which the most recent preceding offense was convicted.
I don't have any information on the first one. When was the first
The
one?
first one was committed October 23rd, or conviction date was October 23rd, 2019, and the most recent that we're on now committed on May 5th, 2024.
so the other one was committed outside the 5 years.
It
And
was,
this
Is it
conviction,
conviction or committed?
so my understanding is this is the conviction we're talking about. So he would be convicted of an offense under 49 with his prior being committed outside the 5-year window.
so so he committed the DWI out of county, I think it was January of 2019.
So outside 5 years.
And that's where the statute reads a little bit
Well,
confusing.
you were okay with the 3, right? Mr. Lindsay, right?
Yes, Judge, we're okay with the 3.
So we'll just do that. Stay sober.
So what are you doing?
Don't use. Mr. Eli, don't use. Do you understand? Don't go to any parties. Don't go to any bars. I want to also put on the bars, places of ill repute, any place where it's 50% or more.
Judge, can
Or
we
liquor.
reset or just whatever on the 3 days? He'll be released today, correct?
Okay.
There's nothing holding him, correct?
I think that's right. Is that?
I mean, no, once I get to the date.
Yes, perfect.
I'm in for those days.
Perfect.
Don't use. How do you plead the offense? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
We'll find you guilty, send it to you to the agreement, make it work. Is it true that you were convicted of the felony offense of possession of a controlled substance in 2020 out of the 209th District Court?
True.
Okay, true the enhancement. Okay, guys. Good luck, Mr. Eli. I hope it works. Thank you for being patient. I'm okay with that.
Thank you.
Let's do.
I want him to report here, though. Hey, I want him to report here so I can take a drug test. Report to court 8 or 9 in the morning, and I'm going to take a drug test.
On November 15th.
On that date,
Yes. Don't use. Okay.
can I ask a question? Is that okay? So on November 15th, do I come here to?
Yes.
I want you to come right
Yeah.
here.
I'm saying just surrender here, right?
Correct.
Thank you.
Here in court with me because I want a drug test. Good morning, Ms. Tabora. How's jail? How's jail? You now have picked up another DWI while you're on bond for DWI. You're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
Deadly Drawings. An American action movie uncovers the horrifying secret behind what seemed like just another construction project. In a tense courtroom, the process of exhumation collides with evidence of a sophisticated cover-up. But who orchestrated this crime, deliberately drawing it on cold, lifeless technical paper? Justice is closing in.
On October 13th, 2024, officers were dispatched in regard to a traffic hazard at West Belfort and Nobility Drive in Harris County, Texas. Upon arrival, officers met with the defendant, who was observed to be parked on northbound lane with her truck on and in park and asleep at the wheel. When the defendant finally woke up after multiple attempts, the officers observed glassy eyes, constricted pupils, an odor of an alcoholic beverage, and swaying, as well as multiple open and closed alcoholic containers in the vehicle, and spilled alcohol in the front portion.
Alcohol in the car while she's driving?
Yes, Your Honor.
She was not the only occupant.
The defendant admitted to consuming alcohol prior to operating the vehicle. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted. GN 2 out of 6, walk and turn 4 out of 8, in the one leg stand.
But not too fast, man,
Yes.
thanks.
2 out of 4.
Dos de cuatro pisos en el paro de una pierna.
DIC was read,
Todavía se leyó.
and the defendant consented to breath test.
Consentimiento previo.
The results were 0.162 and 0.156.
1.56. Thank you.
Ma'am, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. What is that?
I don't think she reads English, Your Honor.
Do you want me to ask her if she knows if that's her signature? It's my swearing. My affidavit.
I want to express my deepest
What's that?
disappointment. We ordered you not to drive and you promised us you would not drive. And now you picked up another DWI.
Otro caso de manejo ebrio.
Which I've already spoken with the state. We're gonna see what we need to work out.
I don't know if I'm going to take anything today, Marcos.
She had been in custody for 2 days, Your Honor. I understand.
It screams to me that there are issues, and the last thing I want is to have her go back out there and kill someone. I mean, we have 2 DWIs in rapid succession, 0.19, and a bunch of alcohol in the car,
I will say, Your Honor,
allegedly.
and I've already spoken with the state about the first one. The first one is not a strong case for the state. She's the one who called 911 because she was assaulted outside of a club. The fire department got there before the officers. They saw her in the passenger seat with a bloody face. And her arm was injured as well. I've already spoken with the state.
I don't remember. All I know that there was enough PC to go forward. There's an affidavit. She promised us she's not going to drive.
I understand. There's also a question on the second one as to whether she was operating or not. There are 3 people in the vehicle. And again, all of this we're going to try to flush out with the evidence.
Sure.
That's where I was going to try to get her a bond.
I am going to set a bond, but I'm going to tell you now, because she drove in violation of the affidavit, I'm going to make it a high bond. You know, I'm setting both of your bonds at $15,000.
She does have an ISO judge, so that's why, in light of that fact,
She does have an ISOL.
we just found out this morning, Your Honor.
Now, have an immigration
tiene
detainer.
de detención de inmigración.
Do you realize what this means?
¿Usted se da cuenta de lo que esto significa?
Who do you have here that depends on you?
Que depende de usted.
Do you have any,
Dos hijos.
My two sons.
how old are they?
¿Qué edad tienen ellos?
La niña 2 años va a cumplir el 20 de octubre y mi niño va a cumplir 6 años el 23 de diciembre.
October, my daughter will be 2 years old, and my boy in December will be 6 years old, I believe. 6 años, dude?
I was going to suggest in the event that you wanted to work something out, that I was wanting to do a TRAS to see how best to go forward. But now with an immigration detainer, that's just, there's no, let me ask you this. Do you think that you'll be able to get her an immigration bond? Do you want to try?
She already has an immigration attorney. There may be a chance.
Pueda que haya una oportunidad.
Perhaps,
She's only been in the country 3 years.
Solo está en el país por 3 años.
I don't know.
But if she were to keep both cases open and pay the bond here and go to immigration, the 2 open DWIs, I don't anticipate them giving her a bond at all. She'd be a danger to the community.
Pues pensando que ese es.
You guys want to try or no?
We can always try, but she would rather, she's not gonna be able to pay those 2 bonds and an immigration bond. And a lot of the fact that the first DWI is pretty weak, we're gonna resolve both cases, dismiss one, plea one, and then have her sent to immigration, and then her immigration attorney is gonna try to get the bond with
Out of a person, then try to get a bond?
one, she's over there, yes, because if she goes over there with 2 DWI, she's not gonna get a bond.
Porque si vaya con 2 casos de manejo, viéndola, yo entiendo, eso es porque.
One mistake can literally cost you your entire life. And I don't know if you understand or get the gravity of it. I hope one day you do. One simple mistake. Over. Like I said, I'm going to find that there's probable cause. I'm ordering you, if you get out on one ankle, to put a GPS monitor and not to be out in the middle of the night. You will be given a 9 p.m. or 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. curfew. On your other ankle, you will get a scram monitor, so I know that you're not consuming alcohol. Again, I'm ordering you not to drive. But like we've said, there's an immigration detainer, so the likelihood of you getting out is probably pretty slim. Regardless, I'm going to set both bonds, or I'll set the new bond at 15,000.
What, Your Honor?
15,000.
Su caso nuevo.
15,000 even?
Excuse me.
Yeah, 15,001. And I'm going to do the other one as well, 15,001 as well. You want to set off a week, 2 weeks? What do you want to do? I don't know if I'm prepared to do something today.
Can I run another court, handle some other stuff, and then come back, and I'll talk.
Take your time. I mean, I'm never going to say no. I guess we'll talk.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
For sure.